Hey guys, my name's Alex and today we're going to be looking at the Livescribe 3 Smartpen. This is, well, it's a pen, but it does way more than your regular biro could ever do. But first of all, let's take a look at its design. The Livescribe 3 is around the same length as a regular pen, but it is a lot thicker. Most people will be put off by the width, but because it's so light, you don't really notice it when you are holding it in pen position. The one end of the pen here is where the ink cartridge comes out, and underneath here is a infrared camera which is hidden under the nib. The centerpiece is textured differently, and this is because it is the on and off switch, so we can turn it and you can see on the end here the nib will extend and a light will come on top, and that means that it's on, and then we can turn it off by twisting it the other direction. And the other end of the pen has a stylus for most modern touchscreens, but underneath the stylus is a hidden micro USB charging port, and that is how you'll charge this pen via the standard micro USB charging methods. You get a cable inside the box too. And that is literally the design of the pen. It's nothing too flashy or futuristic like older models. This is the Livescribe Pulse, and you can see it's got a screen on the front, a button at the top here, a microphone here, a speaker down here, and it's made of metal, so it's a lot heftier. They tried to go for the more simplistic feel and look with the Livescribe 3, which can definitely be seen in its just sleek black and chrome finish. The difference between the two pens is very noticeable though. You can feel the metal inside the Livescribe Pulse, whereas the Livescribe 3 is a plastic feeling pen, but the difference in weight is astounding. Using the Livescribe Pulse is very weighty and heavy on top. It's almost top heavy, so it kind of wants to fall back in your wrist, whereas the Livescribe 3, way light, like light as a feather, lighter than a normal biro, and you can use it perfectly fine, no worry about the weight. Now with the Livescribe 3 you'll also get a A5 size notepad, which you can see here. If you have old Livescribe pens with old notepads, you can use those too, so it's backwards compatible with all paper. But the reason why you need this specific type of paper is because it is something called dot matrix paper. Now you can't see it very well here, it's almost invisible in fact, but there are tiny little dots which I'll try and get a close-up of and put into the video here, which the pen uses to determine its location on the page. It's actually really clever how it does it. There are also these buttons down here, a record, pause and stop button, and also tagging, starring and flagging buttons as well too. And if you touch those with the nib of the pen, you will actually force an action in the iPad application, which I'll show you now. The companion app for the Livescribe 3 Smart Pen is called the Livescribe Plus application, which you can download for free from the iOS App Store. What this essentially does is collates all your notebooks into an application. So you can see here, I've got a couple of notebooks that go across the screen horizontally, and I can scroll through them both independently, see all the pages of my notebooks, and you can get an idea of what the Livescribe 3 pen actually does, what its purpose is. So if we go into my flip book here, you can see it's taken my handwriting from my notebook and transferred it into the application. And one of the cool things you can do with this is turn it into a text feed. So while at the moment you can see my handwriting, if I were to swipe across, you can see that it turns it into digital text. And you can take that text and send it, you can copy and paste it, you can email it, you can paste it into a Word document. I don't know, if you're one of those people who likes to write essays on paper, you can literally write it on paper and then convert it digitally to a Word document via this method. It's not completely accurate all the time. Some words won't quite be picked up properly depending on how neat your handwriting is, and mine's awful, so I'm surprised that it has picked up what it has picked up. But it's one of those cool features that Livescribe are well known for. Another of which is called pencasts, which I will get into in the actual demonstration. But this is the application itself. There are a few settings you can do with the pen, like renaming it and stuff, but essentially all it's for is storing your digital notepads and your audio. Now I will try and demonstrate this. As you can see, this is the paper notebook and this is the iPad version of the paper notebook with the same text on both. What I'll do is turn the pen on by twisting the center, and the light will come on green and then switch to blue to indicate that it's paired up to the application. And what I can do then is start writing, and when I write, it should automatically transfer the notes instantly onto the iPad as I am writing. So we'll give that a test. And you can see it's come across on the iPad application there, and both of them together are my handwriting essentially. What I can do then is see it in the feed down below here, and I can swipe across and it will turn it into hello testing in digital form. So you can see in the live demo that it does work. One of the cool features that Livescribe are well known for are their pen casts, which are essentially dictaphone audio recording. Now in previous models they would use the pen's built-in microphone to do audio recording, but in the new model, since the pen hasn't got a microphone built on, they'll use the iOS devices, which is actually a lot better quality than the tiny microphone in a pen could ever be. So the way that works is either by tapping on the microphone icon in the iPad application in the corner here, or you can use those buttons that I showed you before. So what I'll do is tap on the record button here, and then the iPad will have a red bar across it which indicates it's recording audio, and the pen goes red. And what we can do now is, as we are writing, so if we're taking notes in a lecture for example, or in a meeting, we can write as the text, as the speech is going on, so it will capture the speech at the specific point that the note was taken. So if I stop the recording here, you can now see that there's green text on those words that we just wrote, and that means that there's audio attached to them. So if we tap on the green text and turn my volume up because I'm probably muted, tap on the green text. So if we're taking notes in a lecture, for example, or in a meeting, it will play back what was said during the note taking. What's really cool though is you can tap on certain parts of the note, specific bits of the note, and it will take you to that specific area of audio. So if you've done reams of notes in a lecture and you're not sure of a specific part, you can tap on, for example, we can tap on the word capture here at the specific point that the note was taken. So if and it will play back the bit that I wrote down. So that is really, really handy for university students, for people who do a lot of meetings and tend to forget what the lecturer has said because they're so busy making paper notes. And so that's the Livescribe 3 Smartpen. Overall, it's a very natural extension of your note-taking ability. The fact that it's only got an iOS application at the moment is a bit of a negative for people with other tablets such as Android and Windows tablets, but the iOS app is very well polished and works brilliantly for things like OCR recognition, PDF exporting and stuff like that. If you're looking for a pen which takes notes and also links up audio, then there's nothing better on the market at the moment than the Livescribe 3 Smartpen. However, the price is another thing which might put people off. My version of the pen is dubbed the standard pen, which is £120, and it comes with just one notepad, one ink cartridge, and the pen itself. There's a Pro version which comes with black chrome instead of silver at the top here, and also another ink cartridge, I believe, and a year's supply of Evernote Premium, which would normally set you back like £60 extra anyway, but the Pro version is £170, which is a lot more expensive than the standard version, and a lot more expensive in general for a pen. But like I said, if you are serious, then this is the pen to go with for sure. Any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up or subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Hey guys, my name's Alex, and today I'm going to be looking at the Livescribe 3 Smartpen. This is, well, it's a pen, but it does way more than your regular biro could ever do. But first of all, let's take a look at its design. The Livescribe 3 is around the same length as a regular pen, but it is a lot thicker. Most people will be put off by the width, but because it's so light, you don't really notice it when you are holding it in pen position. The one end of the pen here is where the ink cartridge comes out, and underneath here is a infrared camera which is hidden under the nib. The centerpiece is textured differently, and this is because it is the on and off switch, so we can turn it and you can see on the end here the nib will extend and a light will come on top, and that means that it's on, and then we can turn it off by